Last week on AMSOIL Championship Snocross, number 68 Tucker Hibbert dominated Traverse City, Michigan with back-to-back victories. Can the Arctic Cat racer find his way to the top of the box and repeat with another win tonight in upstate New York? We'll find out next on AMSOIL Championship Snocross.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Seneca Allegheny's Air Force Snocross in lovely Seneca, New York. My name is Chris Hockey. It's AMSOIL Championship Snocross presented by Traxxas, and we are almost ready to go racing. Let me introduce to you my cohorts. As always, Mike Schroeder and the great Levi Lavalle here as well. We've got so many storylines heading into Friday night's racing. In fact, the biggest storyline is probably the track itself. Mike, we've never been here before.
Tell you what, it's a great facility, not only where we're staying, but of course the racetrack. They've made snow for about the past 2 weeks, and they've got a lot of it.
Your top 5 drivers for the overall championship are as follows. Tucker Hibbert leads with 411 points. In second place, both Ross Martin and Tim Trembley each have 349 points. In fourth place, you'll find Robbie Malinowski with 324 points. And finally, in fifth place is Cody Cam with 284 points.
You know, Levi, a couple of guys you've been racing against for a very long time, and Ross Martin and Tim Tremblay battling for the second place spot in the points. Tucker's kind of running away, but that's a serious points battle for second.
It is a very serious points battle. They're both very, very good competitors, and I know both of them are going to do whatever it takes to get up front. And we're going to have to see, you know, both of them want to get in there and prove that they're at least the next guy in line that is there to battle with Tucker. One
of those guys who might be the next guy in line, by the way, Mike, is Kyle Pallin.
You know, Hawk, Kyle Pallin has grabbed the last 2 Stud Boy Hole Shot Awards, and Levi Lavalle's crew has been working hard to get him up front. Now, if the young Polaris driver can focus beyond the hole shots and harness the momentum all the way to the checkered flag, that will be a huge win for this up-and-coming driver.
Mike and Levi, let's take a look back earlier this evening at how Pallin got himself into the Pro Open final.
Here they go, and look who's out front. Kyle Pallin takes and leads the pack around. Boy, what a hole shot he got, Levi. You guys have done your homework there.
I've really worked on my starts this year, and it's starting to pay off. I ripped a hole shot on Saturday night in Traverse City and just got it this first round. So we're moving in the right direction.
Well, he's got the stalker right behind him. He's got that black Monster Energy Arctic Cat stalking already. That, of course, Tucker Hibbert sitting in second place. Levi's got his toes crossed, he's got his fingers crossed and everything. That would be a pretty big win for your young driver if he was able to hold off Tucker Hibbert here in this qualifying heat.
It would be a huge confident booster for Kyle. You know, he's been steadily working harder and harder, and his results have been getting better.
You were able to get out in front of Tucker. What is it like to feel him behind you?
It keeps you on your toes, that's for sure. I could hear him. You know, he was pretty close to me right away from the start, and just trying to focus on sticking with my lines, being smooth and consistent, and not making any mistakes.
So right there, Kyle makes a little bit of an error, and of course that just opened up the door, and away came, of course, Tucker.
And I keep telling him, man, if you can get a hole shot, you got this. You're going to get used to being out front like that, and as you keep doing that, it's going to be easier and easier.
I look for Kyle Pallin sooner than later to be on the podium. Could it happen here in New York? It possibly could.
I'll tell you, we don't know what could happen here in New York because the fans are suddenly crazy for Snocross. We're going to bring you the best show on the snow right now. It's time for AMSOIL Championship Snocross presented by Traxxas.
The AMSOIL Pro Open Final Evergreen. Oh, and look at him, little carnage early on. Somebody tried to take and cut hard to the inside, but look at Martin. Here he goes out front. And let's see how they take and come through the corner. Look at him, he looked over his shoulder to see where everybody was at. It's Martin, Broberg, Pallin, Hibbert sitting in fourth.
Tucker Hibbert is back and forth, and whoa, did you see that? Tucker Hibbert just moved into third. Let's take another look at that tricky pass. There you see Tucker Hibbert on the inside, bar to bar with Pallin. Hibbert and Pallin trade a little paint, and a second later, Hibbert navigates through the backstretch and grabs third place.
Back up front, Ross Martin continues leading the pack, followed by Justin Broberg in second, and finally, Tucker Hibbert in third. Levi, that looked to be a pretty aggressive pass that Tucker made to get up into third place.
You know, Tucker, he does what he has to do to get up front, and I imagine he's going to be pushing hard out there.
Guys, it looks like Tucker's setting his sights on second place, and currently that spot is occupied by number 168, Justin Broberg. The big question is going to be, can Broberg hold off the T-Train? Hibbert's now a few sled lengths from Broberg. Hibbert takes the inside line. Tucker Hibbert passes Broberg and now sits in second place.
Justin Broberg has really been stepping it up here today, especially in the earlier qualifiers.
Hey guys, it's Carly Applin in the pits with Team Hensch's rider Justin Broberg. Let's talk about that heat. You obviously came out on top round 2, heat 1. Take us through that.
Yeah, you know, this morning in practice, I came out to the line. My sled had a little bit of an issue. Came back, made some changes, went out in the first round, took a third. Second round, made a few more changes and pulled the whole shot and ran with it.
The checkered flag was out. Justin Broberg will take the win.
Let's talk about this track. Obviously, it's a little bit of a shorter track. Any challenges out there?
The wall jump they got set up in the back, the step up, I mean, that's pretty tough. We haven't had anything like that really this year, one other time, but they're doing a really good job making the tracks, and hopefully they can keep it up for the rest of the season.
Back up front, your race leader, Ross Martin, is really putting some serious distance between himself and the rest of the pack.
It's Ross Martin, Tucker Hibbert, Broberg, Kyle Pallin in fourth. Then Emil Lohman, Tim Trembley, Johan Liedman, Cam, Ellis, and Christian. Those are the top 10.
Well, Mike and Levi, we've got a lot more racing ahead with Seneca Allegheny's Air Force Snocross, so hang tight. We'll be right back.
Next on AMSOIL Championship Snocross, Ross Martin and Tucker Hibbert continue battling for the checkered flag. Can Martin derail the T-Train? We'll find out.
AMSOIL Championship Snocross on CBS Sports Network is being brought to you by AMSOIL, the first in synthetics. By Traxxas, the fastest name in radio control. And by the U.S. Air Force, we do the impossible every day.
Welcome back, race fans. I'm Chris Hockey with Mike Schroeder and Levi Lavallee here in Salamanca, New York for day 1 of Seneca Allegheny Air Force Snocross. And it looks like second place rider Tucker Hibbert is starting to get dangerously close to your race leader, Ross Martin.
Martin out in front, and of course Tucker trying to run down Ross.
Another thing that's going to come into play is when Ross gets into the lappers, you know, how he gets through there. And if he can get through them quickly and Tucker gets bobbled up, that will definitely help his chances of winning.
So it's still Martin out in front. Now his lead about 3.5 seconds. Last time Martin was a little faster. He ran at 25.852. Tucker Hibbert ran at 26.157, so about 0.3 of a second difference there.
Another racer we should be keeping our eye on tonight is number 11. That's Tim Trembley, currently tied for second in overall points with Ross Martin. And seeing Ross is out front has got to be some serious motivation for the French-Canadian rider. Whoa, Trembley just jumped ahead of both Pallin and Broberg and landed into fourth. That's exactly the kind of momentum this rider needs to stay up with Martin and Hibbert.
That's right, Hawk. Let's take another look at the pass that put the French-Canadian into fourth place. There you see Tim Trembley launching off the tabletop, passing Kyle Pallin for fifth, and then seconds later, that extra momentum got Tim off the jump, catapulted him past Broberg and into fourth place. Carly Applin talked to Tim Trembley earlier today about conquering this track.
Any spots on the line that you kind of look at and that's the one you want? Tell fans about that. Is there something that you look for on the line?
On the line, basically, I try to find like the shorter spot from the first corner, and a lot of times I'm gonna go inside because even if you get a bad start, you're still gonna be up there instead of the outside. It's kind of Like if you get a good start, you'll be in first, but if you have a bad start, you have all the pack to cut again and try to pass them. So for me, I try to stay on the inside, the shorter drive to the first corner, and that's me.
Well, good luck out there, Tim.
Thank you.
Back up front, you've got your race leader, Ross Martin, doing everything he can to try to stretch the distance between him and second place rider Tucker Hibbert. Hibbert is gaining ground on Martin on the backside of the track.
Look at T-Train. Here comes Hibbert. Hibbert just finding an extra gear and passing Ross like Ross is kind of standing still.
Yeah, Ross, you could see he came over that jump, had to wipe his goggles, so he had poor vision. Tucker just drove by him like he was standing still.
Levi, Mike, let's take another look at the moves Hibbert made to put him in first place. There you see Hibbert making up a lot of ground on the rhythm section, and here, on the step-up, Hibbert goes to the inside, bar to bar with Martin, then jumps ahead of Martin and blocks the Polaris rider and moves into first.
How do you make it look so easy, Levi?
If I knew, I'd be up front.
Ross had about a 3.5 second lead, and within a lap and a half, Tucker had eaten that up.
Well, folks, we are halfway through tonight's Pro Open final with a bunch of more racing to come, so stay tuned.
Next on AMSOIL Championship Snocross, Tucker Hibbert and Ross Martin continue battling for the top spot. Can a sea of lap traffic stop the T-Train from capturing another victory? We'll find out.
Welcome back, race fans. I'm Chris Hockey with Mike Schroeder and Levi Lavalle here in Salamanca, New York for day one of Seneca Allegheny's Air Force Snocross, and not much has changed. Tucker Hibbert continues leading the pack, followed by Ross Martin in second and Emil Oman back in third.
Who is that? That is, of course, the number 99, Zach Patton.
Tucker just riding so smooth out there, and the biggest thing is he's able to just work his way through the pack so effectively, and that's what gives him that gap and gives him that breathing room between him and Ross.
There's no doubt Ross Martin has been having a stellar day of racing, winning both of his qualifiers. Carly Applin talked to Ross about the points championship as well as his thoughts on his 2013 season.
Okay, we have to talk points. You were tied with Tim Trembley. I'm not sure after that round maybe you moved a little bit ahead there. Does that play into your mind at all, this points race?
I mean, yeah and no. You always want to go for the championship, and we're in for that. It's not over till it's over. But as far as like 1 point here or there, I guess anything can happen, and it's not really a big deal.
And you've had a great season, but there has been kind of a scattering of some issues maybe as we've seen. Does that play into your head at all, or do you just kind of let that go?
It's gone now until you have to bring it up, but no. It's kind of one of those things you got to let go. We're racing, anything can happen. They're machines, and luckily nothing worse happened.
Well, good luck out there tonight.
Thank you.
Ross Martin continues navigating through this obstacle course of lap traffic. Up front, your race leader is still Tucker Hibbert.
Tucker Hibbert out in front of the field here by about 7, almost 8 seconds. He has just sliced and diced through the lap traffic that he's needed to go through. Martin in second. There you see Tucker work the back part of the racetrack. Martin in second, about 8 seconds behind. Trembley now has moved up into third, so a good run for Tim Trembley as he works his way through. Big, tall, strong Canadian out of Quebec, Canada. Trembley sitting in third place.
Well, folks, there's still a lot of racing to come here at Seneca Allegheny's Air Force Snocross, so stay tuned.
AMSOIL Championship Snocross on CBS Sports Network is being brought to you by Bass Pro Shops. Your adventure starts here. By LG. life's good. And by Icy Hot, America's #1 topical pain reliever.
Welcome back, race fans. I'm Chris Hockey here with Mike Schroeder and Levi Lavalle in Salamanca, New York for day one of Seneca Allegheny's Air Force Snocross, and not much has changed. Tucker Hibbert continues to lead the pack, followed by Ross Martin in second, Tim Trembley's in third, and rookie sensation Cody Cam is trailing back in fourth.
Look at this, Cody Cam battling with Trembley for third place.
Well, looks like Cam made the move around the big Canadian. Cody Heat muscling his sled around. Now Trembley goes to the outside. And Oman slotting back into fifth place.
Cam's starting to pull away from Trembley, and I can assure you Trembley's not going to idly stand by and hand that third place position over to the rookie driver. Across the tabletop, whoa! Trembley launches off the tabletop and is now bar to bar with Cam. Cam refuses to give up. Whoa! Cam and Trembley swap a little paint, heading towards the backstretch.
Wow, what a battle here for third. Trembley just doubled past Cam to take third back.
Let's take another look at this epic battle between Tim Trembley and Cody Cam for third place. There you see in turn one, Cody Cam sneaks to the inside, passing Trembley for third. Then across the tabletop, Tim Trembley soars through the air, catching up with the number 53 driver and makes the pass. But Cam isn't so easy to give up that third place position. Cam and Trembley collide, allowing Trembley to inch ahead and move back into third place.
Meanwhile, up front, Tucker Hibbert continues dominating this race.
It's Hibbert, Martin, Trembley, Cam, Oman in fifth, Pallin, Liedman, Christian, Broberg, and Mies. Those are your top 10 here as laps start to count down in this AMSOIL Pro Open Final.
Having your sled dialed in, your body, your diet, you name it. I think Tucker has just got a little bit better in a lot of different aspects, and that's what puts him up front consistently.
Now, Mike and Levi, Tucker's been on a tear this season. He swept both days at Bessemer, Michigan, both days at Shakopee, Minnesota, and then again in Traverse City, Michigan. And if he repeats this type of performance tomorrow here at Salamanca, New York, Tucker Hibbert will have won 9 out of 11 races. Our very own Carly Applin had a chance to chat with the T-Train earlier this evening about the racing up here in New York.
Let's talk about the track here in New York. How are you enjoying it so far?
So far, so good. I mean, I got the win in the first round of qualifying, so that always is a good thing to do. Gets the weekend started off, on a good note.
And we want to talk about that heat. Kyle was kind of able to get out in front of you at first. What do you have to do to get around him when someone kind of blocks you like that? Take us through what you have to do.
I just got to ride my own race, and he made a small mistake, which allowed me to get by. But just trying to ride different lines instead of riding right behind him, just move around and try to find a line that might work for a pass, and if nothing else, get out of the roost. And it worked good. I just got to focus on getting a little better starts, and then I don't have to deal with trying to pass people. But I'm pretty happy with the result of the first round.
And you're having a very impressive season. As we go into this latter half, how are you feeling?
I feel really good. It's nice to have a weekend off here and there to kind of rest up and regroup. But we've got a couple races left, and I'm feeling really strong. So I'm just looking forward to finishing the season off kind of the way we've been going in the mid part, and we'll be happy.
White flag, 1 lap left to go. About another 25 seconds around this racetrack, and you got another one. He looks over his shoulder. He isn't going to push anything here. About a 12.5-second lead over Ross Martin as he works his way through the back part of the racetrack. Qualified fifth. Did not have a good round 2 qualifying. Checkered flags are out. Tucker Hibbert takes the win. as he will take another win here in this 2012-2013 campaign. Ross Martin will come across in second place. Third place will go to Tim Trembley.
The race was awesome. I got off to a good start and had to chase down Ross Martin. He was putting on a super hard pace out there, and I just focused on trying to stay with him and pick up some of his lines, and then also use the lines that I knew that were fast. For sure, the competition in the pro class is getting a lot steeper, so I pay attention a lot to those guys and try to pick up on what they're doing and see if I can learn anything or maybe find some of their weaknesses that I can take advantage of during a race. And just trying to be on top of my game as much as I can, and it's definitely working.
Day one of the Seneca Allegheny Air Force Snocross is in the books. Let's take a look at the overall points battle for the AMSOIL Championship Snocross. Tucker Hibbert continues to lead the pack with 453 points. In second place is Ross Martin with 391 points. Tim Trembley is in third place with 384 points. Fourth place, you'll find Robbie Malinowski with 353 points. And finally, in fifth place, Cody Cam with 316 points.
Well, once again, Tucker Hibbert wins day one here at Salamanca, New York. For Mike Schroeder, Levi Lavalle, and our entire crew, I'm Chris Hockey. For scores, highlights, features, and more, go to CBSSports.com. This has been a presentation of the CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports.
Next week, the Warriors of Winter return to Salamanca, New York for round 12 of the AMSOIL Championship Snocross Series. Can tonight's victor, Tucker Hibbert, continue his momentum and sweep New York? We'll find out next week on AMSOIL Championship Snocross.